Welcome to Nerd Outlet.
Keep it.
23.
Is Ira here?
Yeah.
23.
Shout out Irish Shepherd.
One time.
My true father.
The man I aspire to be.
And that right there is Gabriel Tuesta.
Yo,
what
what up, dog?
And over here, to my right, which you can't really tell, is your boy Greg.
What's up, nerd?
Shit.
And in the back of the back, your boy. Oh.
We call him Rosa Parks.
And then Nathan Howler.
Yo, what up, son? Surprised you guys haven't kicked me off yet.
Why you do a black voice?
We back.
Wait,
We're back though. It's been a couple weeks.
We missed you. Buddy.
Some small little games came out in those 2 weeks too.
Yeah, we were gone. I was gone. Went to Florida, got a tan, lost a tan, and now I'm here.
Yeah, you look completely fine now.
Yeah.
Dude,
Nothing
you look so
changed.
fucking weird. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, yo, this boy look weird, man. Is that how Dominicans tan?
Shout out.
Is that how?
They just look blacker.
Bro, he just looked like he didn't look blacker. It looked like he literally burnt himself.
How was DJ Khaled's house?
I didn't hit up Khaled's house, but my boy Waka put on the show.
Oh, bet.
Bro, he threw down. I never seen that many people. I didn't even think that many people were gonna show up to Waka's set, but I guess people love Waka, bro.
Has Khaled done a show after his kid was born?
I didn't even know Khaled had a kid.
Yeah, he just had a kid. I was gonna ask you, how long do you think before his kid's on the show? No, somebody said his newborn child is co-producing Kanye's new album.
It's a Turbo Graphics.
Yo, how do you feel about that, El?
Wait. Why are we even talking about that album? Wait, why are we even talking about the album?
Done.
Wait, we ain't even talking about that album when Life of Pablo ain't even done yet.
Yo, Yeezus isn't done yet.
Yo, I just want TurboGrafx 16 to come out.
I'm never gonna stop making that Life of Pablo joke, by the way, because
I mean, it's accurate.
it is very accurate.
But hey, Gabe, have I ever showed you the YouTube guy H3H3?
Maybe?
H3H3 Productions.
Oh, dude, I got to show all you guys after this podcast his DJ Khaled documentary.
Yo.
Bro, you will be on the floor crying, laughing.
Yo, bro, I'm down.
But so Nathan,
Yeah, what's up?
Gabe, kind of had me go on this tangent for a little bit.
That's all good. It's all good.
Sorry.
But I'm talking about two little tiny insignificant games to start off 2017 with.
Very small too, with like little indie.
One that came out to like usher in a new console that's probably not even gonna move numbers with that console.
Yeah, not even 1.5 million copies or shipments out. I don't know if it was sold through or sold in.
Yeah, they never specified.
No. They did. They came out and said that the Switch sold 1.5 million units. It did sell.
No, yeah, it's sold, but we still don't know, is that to the actual people, or is that just a
But I mean, shit, dude, it can't.
It
really can't be much less than that, since no one can fucking find one.
Yeah. But I mean, Austin had no problem finding.
He got lucky because someone canceled theirs at Walmart.
Oh, so he went to Walmart. See, I thought he was at a game.
He got lucky, and I guess they just put it on the floor then.
Oh yeah, no,
It was one of those. He walked in at the right time, kind of thing. No, but anyway, we're talking about two games: The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild that came out on the Wii U and the Switch.
Start us off with Breath of the Wild first, and then we'll go to Horizon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Since I'm the only one, that's
yeah.
So I got a Switch. So first and foremost,
Stop bragging.
I know. It's amazing. It's
White
absolutely
privilege.
amazing.
You got it delivered to Taco Bell, was it? Where did you get it delivered?
Did you
to?
really?
I got it delivered to a Burger King.
A Burger King.
A Burger King?
That's a really good story to start off.
That's why I
on.
brought it up.
So I was looking at Target and all that type of stuff, Best Buy, Walmart, all those things. I was on the r/Nintendo Switch subreddit. They have a daily thread that they reset every single day, so people can communicate on where they found their console, or if there's any news about shipments coming in. And a few people came out and said that Target was going to be getting shipments on Friday, which is last Friday at this point. And I was like, you know what? I don't have anything going on Friday, so I'm going to get up in the morning and try to get there at open. So I get there at open. Of course, they don't have any. I call up another Target. The person says they don't have any, but she was kind enough to look for anything in the surrounding area. Nothing. Asked me if there's another zip code. Tried the one near you and my parents, Luther. Nothing. So I was like, that sucks. And at that point, I had about like an hour and a half, and I hadn't eaten at the time, so I was gonna get some like Chick-fil-A, and I waited till Best Buy opened up at 10, and they had nothing. The person searched, they had nothing anywhere in the system, so I go and text. In between that, like right after I went to Target, I actually posted something on the that subreddit saying, "Hey, I'm in the Atlanta area. It seems like there's nothing here." Someone ended up commenting. By the time I got home, I looked at it a couple hours later. He said that Amazon Now had some in his area, and he lives near Atlanta. So I go into Amazon Now, I type in my address in Atlanta or my zip code in Atlanta, and I'm not seeing anything. But I was like, all right, I'll keep you updated and see if anything changes, because he said it was going in and out of stock. And about 2 hours later, couple thousand free refreshes later, I decided, I was like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. So I going up and I message him, I comment on it again, and about 5 minutes later he replies and says, I'm in Duluth and they're actually in stock right now. And I private messaged him and asked him what his zip code was so I could make sure I get the right one, and type it in. It's in there. I add it to the cart, and I'm just like, I don't know if I don't have a Duluth address, so I ask you guys. I post on the internet. I post on Facebook to see if I can find anybody who has a Duluth address and be like, dude, can I just order this, ship it to your house, and meet you there? But I started looking online, and I couldn't find anything on if they delivered just anywhere, so I just kind of like crossed my fingers, ordered it, and said, I found a Burger King that was near the Amazon warehouse, and just typed in the address and put in the notes, meet me in the Burger King parking lot.
Some shady shit.
It was really shady, but I was just like, dude, this is the only way I know how to get a Switch right now. So it was only like a 40-minute drive, and that's including traffic. And me and brought a friend with me, and we just chilled there. And about like so like, I don't know if you guys know how Amazon Now does it. You can actually, if you order it, you can order it within the hour for $7.99. But since Amazon Now, you need a Prime membership. Anything after that's actually free. And they ship it in a 2-hour period. So you could choose like 6 to 8, 8 to 10, yada yada yada. And I chose 8 to 10, and the dude came in at like 8:40, 8:35 or something like that. So we only really quote unquote waited 35 minutes to get this thing. And looked like a drug deal. Dude just like pulled up, had this big ass Amazon Prime bag, and I was like, "Thanks, dog. By the way, I really appreciate it that you shipped this or delivered it here. I didn't know if you guys did anything. So future reference, he told me that that they will basically deliver it almost anywhere, whether it's a Burger King, whether it's your house, whether it's, as long as they can get to it, and it's not like, hey, meet me in the back alley, son. Like, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna deliver it to you. Because all he did was just call me, and he's like, hey, I'm here. I was like, cool. I'm walking out of my car. This is my car. And he's like, oh, cool. See ya.
It's as easy as getting an Uber.
It really, honestly, it was as easy as getting Uber. And walked home with a Switch. And the Switch, I don't want to go too much into it because I want to have a little bit more time with the Switch to see how it is. I know the Splatoon 2 test fire, which is like a multiplayer test kind of thing, is happening soon. The battery life's what they were saying. I get about 2.5 hours, 3 hours on a charge with Zelda. I expect smaller games like Snipper Clips or something like that, when I end up getting that, or Shovel Knight's going to have a little bit more time. But I mean, dude, I don't see myself playing this for 2.5 hours out in public, not home or not even next to a charger. As long as I bring that AC charger, I mean.
Bro, what do you mean? In the commercials, so you tell me the commercials lie to me? You're not gonna go to the park and be like, who's trying to play? Who's trying to run it real quick in Mario Kart?
We gotta play some 2K right now.
That's okay.
We gotta play some hoops.
Yeah, we're gonna play some hoops. We're gonna play some hoops. Then we're gonna sit down and play some hoops. It just doesn't fucking make sense,
right?
No, but I have like a 2-hour wait between classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays for me, and this is going to be perfect come next week.
Oh, okay, so
So-
you just chill there.
Well, that's the main reason why I wanted to get it too, and the fact that it caters to my lifestyle. I think more than any of us right now because of how my just how my college schedule is, and someone like Greg, I feel like he might be on the. I mean, he might be the other one because
The other one.
I've been
Well, yeah,
traveling a lot lately.
yeah,
I guess. I mean,
yeah.
Savannah loves traveling, so we kind
Yeah.
of take trips all the time.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't
And
see how it
sometimes
would
we
really
have to go to like families' houses,
benefit
and I'm
you.
sitting there
I mean,
bored.
It wouldn't benefit your lifestyle, but it doesn't mean that you don't need it or want it or something like that.
I don't really even play video games.
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Low
Low-key playing video
Luther's
games
kind
over
of a casual.
Yeah. Like, are you guys? Have you guys played Angry Birds Star Wars yet?
Oh,
Pretty good. Pretty good.
been on that. Bitch.
Okay, that's what I'm saying,
Getting the
dude.
microtransactions on.
Oh, stop.
No, but the Switch is really cool. There are a lot of features that need to be on it. Like I can't even. This is actually like probably the biggest thing that just like wowed me, and the fact that it's not even on there. You can add friends. You literally can't message friends right now.
Oh, yeah, you can with the app.
With the app, yeah.
Oh, dude, fuck that bullshit.
Yeah, I was like, wait. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do all of it, right?
Yeah, voice
I
chat,
don't
all
know.
that stuff.
You don't have the app?
Real quick, how's the web browser?
There's no web browser. also,
Got
who the
him.
fuck cares? I think I've literally. Oh, true. I've literally used.
Dude, Gabe just wants to look at porn on this thing.
Bro,
That's
you
the
got
whole
a
reason
phone.
he's getting
Bang bus.
Bro,
we talked
he has
about
a fucking.
this.
Don't you have
Yes,
an
dude.
iPhone Plus?
I do have an iPhone.
Yeah,
Plus.
No,
Plus?
but that screen though.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, but,
Like
Get the
I
fuck
won't. I
outta
won't see the
here.
titties.
Bro, you your Retina. You don't have a Retina display, but the display on that's a lot better than the
The
Switch.
I thought
HD
you
Rumble,
had- I
though,
thought
with
that's,
Bang Bus.
7. Don't you have Retina?
Yeah, isn't it Retina?
I
I
don't
thought
think
the
it's
7
I
Retina.
thought all the
Retina.
all the iPhones are Retina after the 4.
No, I thought 7 was the first Retina.
I don't think they've ever had Retina.
Yeah, the iPhone 4
Now
was
you
the
guys
Retina
are
display.
confusing me. I thought.
Let me see it.
He has to unlock his phone and
Yeah, I
delete some
do.
pictures.
Isn't it Retina?
Bro, it just looks like mine.
Well, yeah, it's
The
just
actual screen's
scaled.
better.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
your colors, your brightness. It's
So
gonna
then,
look.
what has Retina? Only the iPads and then the
Yeah.
MacBooks.
Macs.
Are you serious, dude? I
Yeah.
swear the
I don't
iPhone
even think
4
that's 1080p.
came out. No,
I think that one is.
it is. It is 1080.
That
Yours is
one's
720.
1080. Yeah, well, it's like kind of in between or something
Yeah.
like that.
No, yeah, it's like a weird.
But I mean, like until you get that
ratio.
thing
Look
really
up the
close
iPhone
to your
4, is
eye,
that
I
Retina?
can't fucking tell.
I'm looking up the 7 right
No,
now.
do
I
me a
want-
favor. Look up the 4. I'm pretty sure the 4 had a Retina display.
No, they
Alright.
they
Dude,
me
I
one
swear that's
second.
what it came out as.
nope.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, hold on. We're about to find out.
Nah. Also,
Live
iPhone
search.
Retina wasn't even a thing
No.
but when iPhone 4 came out.
No,
No, I was right. 7 has Retina. 7 Plus has Retina.
I think it's
So
So I
good.
do have a Retina display.
It says Retina HD, so I
Oh.
don't know what that means.
It's like HD Rumble.
But I'll check for.
Bring it- I
I'll
just
check
brought
the
it back.
4.
I stand corrected. Yeah, I didn't
don't
know
How
that.
how is the HD Rumble?
Dude, it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So like I played 1-2 Switch with a friend before I actually got mine. One, don't buy that game. It's fun
It's
for a little
oddly
bit,
sexual.
and then it,
Redbox that.
Yeah, I mean, like if you really just want to be like, hey guys,
I don't even know if they have Switch games in Redbox, honestly.
Nintendo won't allow it.
Gabe, you were wrong. The iPhone 4 has no Retina.
Yeah.
Oh, then the 5 must have then.
No, I
No.
think the 7 was.
7 was when
I
they
think
did
the
it.
Or
I
the-
think that
or
was
the-
one of the big pushes too, because I remember
Dude, I
they're
thought-
talking
I
about how the
swear I
display
had
was.
Yeah, because the display on the 7, the regular or the iPhone 6 and 6s
Yeah.
and the Plus versions of those do not have.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think 7 was the first Retina one. I'm pretty sure that was like their big deal at this press conference.
In the camera.
It was that in the camera, yeah.
Yeah.
On the Plus.
Especially very much so the camera. So yeah, Switch has a lot of things that need to be on there, but I can forgive it personally because I'm just not playing those types of games on there, and I don't think I'm going to that much. So, I'd rather that be a core focus for Xbox and a core focus for PlayStation. Not saying that I want that that it shouldn't just never be on there. Like I definitely think they need to get their shit together, but like I think they want to get this system out before anything and really kind of do like a test market for the online instead of having this is what the online is. And I feel like, them testing it out until fall, I think that it It sucks because Nintendo's just not as smart as the other two competitors when it comes to online.
See,
And I think this is, in the long run, it's going to be better for Nintendo because I think they're going to learn some rights. They're going to learn what's right, learn what's wrong. And then by the time it becomes a paid service, it becomes a lot more consumer friendly. And it kind of becomes...
It'll be a paid service by the end of this year.
Yeah.
I thought it was
It's actually
already.
not... It's
No.
no.
It's the first 3
They
months are
haven't
going to
rolled
be
it out
free. And then...
Well, they said fall.
Oh, is it fall?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
okay.
it's saying on everything that I've had.
See, honestly, I'm for sure gonna get a Switch by the end of this year, but
Will I
not
get
gonna
online? I don't know.
No,
it
that's
just,
what I'm
it just
saying.
depends on the games.
Not even yeah.
if I
that's-
love Splatoon, then that's a different story.
Oh no, not even to play multiplayer. The only reason I'd pay for online, because I probably wouldn't even play multiplayer on the Switch anyways,
Yeah.
would be for those free NES games. But it's stupid how they take it away each month.
So, but I think from what they said that this is the annual price for this is going to be a lot cheaper than
Oh, then
Then,
PS Plus
yeah.
and Xbox Live.
I think it's in like the $20-something range
For a
the
year?
Yeah,
Maybe
for-
30.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I think it's 30
oh,
for
if
a
it's
year.
20, if
That's
it's
a
20 or
steal,
30,
dude.
then I'll
So like
definitely
look at it
grab it
this
for
way:
no reason.
instead of paying $50 a year and you get 3 games out of all the free games that you actually like really play.
Drawn to that.
Look at it in the aspect of like $20. You get to pick. Let's say you pick 2 games out of all the games in the 12 months, and you end up spending like $30, $40 instead because I think they give you a discount too
What on the NES games
on
that
that
they give
game
you
for that
free?
month. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that, and I think they're introducing like online features for these older games and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I heard that too.
I think it'd be really cool. And it brings other people. I mean, like, and dude,
It might get people to actually play it. So
Yeah.
if it's only there for a month, you might
yeah,
be
only,
able to
I
convince
think
people.
I think there's a little
to
bit
hop
more
in.
incentive for you to go. All right, I got to play this because I'm only gonna have this for
Because
a
even
month.
if you play for like a weekend, like you played it for the month.
And let's
so
say you beat
got
it.
to
Let's say
enjoy
you beat it, and then so like let's say look at it that way. Let's say it incentivizes you, and you end up beating all 12 of them within all the time frames, and you had your worth, and you're like, cool, I spent $30 instead of 60, or no, both of them are 60 now. You know, I think that's pretty good
Is it only NES classics?
from right now. Yes,
From the get go, yeah, it'll be NES.
But wouldn't it be just cheaper to buy a NES classic?
It depends on the game.
if you can find one.
Also, if you can find one,
yeah.
Or then just buy a regular NES off on like Amazon
Yeah.
and get
Yeah,
the games,
you can do
and then
that.
you have them forever.
True,
I feel like
but
that'd be a lot.
it's gonna be pretty hard to find an NES that's in decent
Dude,
condition.
and
Yeah,
and-
but it's always emulators. It's not like you can't emulate the NES.
but there's just other things like what if they
This
bring
man
the
sounding like Jim
yeah.
Sterling now.
I'm just saying, like,
Chill.
it's not really an incentive where you can get these games
oh my god,
for free.
What if they start adding online components that have never been in the game before?
Okay,
And that's
yes,
something that
but
you
that's not
like?
coming straight off the bat. So as of right now, we're
As of
taking
right
that
now,
as
yeah.
what it's at, and
It's a wait and see thing. We got to
yeah, but I don't know.
when Sony said, for the PS4 we're gonna do, you got to pay online. We're like, hey, let's wait and see. When they brought in PS Plus, people weren't like, woo, when it first came out. It was like, all right, let's
I
wait
was.
and see.
Yeah, but these aren't. Those weren't big
I
PS1
mean,
the
classics.
Sony
though.
pony
They were-
over here is like,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
my wallet
I've
ready.
been pole jockeying PS Plus.
How
I
much
will
money
admit-
do you want?
Dude,
I
he was
will
serious. He's
admit-
been day one.
I will admit, I wasn't on PS Plus for the first 2 months because I didn't have money like that back then. But then I got it on that 3rd month. Yeah,
Bro, I just miss how good it was back in the day.
Bro, I think they're finally getting back with it. What did they give us? They gave us some pretty decent
good
games
ones,
this
yeah.
month, and then they're
Yeah.
giving us Drawn to Death next month. So I'm straight with it right now.
Yeah, we'll
oh
see.
really? Is that
I
a
didn't know
leak
that.
thing
Yeah,
or
Drawn to
something?
Death is next month's free game.
Oh cool.
I'm surprised that they didn't do that for the instead of releasing that other game that they had that was free to play. Why didn't they just do that?
Yeah, they should.
Bro, like it costs you no money, and then if you pick up an audience that's even remotely just half of what Rocket League did,
Yeah,
maybe even a quarter of what Rocket League did, you have a success probably.
Mhm.
I don't know how, but Drawn to Death, I don't know how much production budget that has.
It's not gonna be as
With
good
Jaffe.
as Rocket League.
Yeah, because
There's no
Rocket
way.
League was only like $2 million budget. Something with Jaffe's, it's gonna be more than $2 million.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see. So anyway, outside of the actual Switch, I'm really liking it. TV mode's pretty good.
but Zelda though.
But Zelda,
Netflix though.
No Netflix right now.
but
Maybe in the future.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm
This
saying.
isn't maybe.
By the time you guys probably get it, it's going to be a lot better system than it is now.
Yeah.
So look at it that way. The reason why I got the Switch, Zelda. Now I have about I want to say 25 to 30 hours. There's not a clock on there. But I've done a shit ton.
He's just been
I got the Master
stopwatching
Sword
himself.
today.
1% completion.
Probably. Yeah, so I got the Master Sword. I've done one dungeon. I've opened up another. I'm about to open up another. And this kind of sounds weird, but like you just gotta
Seems a
play
little-
you gotta play the game to understand what I'm
Seems a little
saying.
too hectic for me, dude. I just want Zelda to go back to the good old
To the
days
traditional.
of like Zelda 2. I just wanted to be a side scroller.
Okay, have fun with that. So
It's coming.
I'm gonna with the 25 hours I've had, hands down, it is the best Zelda I've ever played ever. It beats Wind Waker. It beats Ocarina.
What about Twilight Princess?
I'm not a big Twilight Princess fan at all.
Hey, Gabe.
Mm.
Twilight. Thank you.
Bro. Okay.
Twilight
Okay.
Wolf Link.
You played. What Zeldas have you played? Because I know you haven't beaten any, and I understand because of what you've told me.
No,
but-
yeah, I played Ocarina was the first one.
Yep.
And then I got around the same time while I was playing Ocarina, I got Twilight Princess. And then both those fucked up.
Yep.
Wasn't able to do anything with those. And then I got Link Between
Worlds.
Worlds is the 3DS one.
Yep.
Which I don't know how you lose a cartridge, but I guess the cartridge got lost.
Good boy.
Was it you or your brother for that one?
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah.
And then
Bro, I just don't even know why you even allow him to play like shit like that.
dude, because the
didn't you
worst
buy
part is I bought the Link Between Worlds cartridge, but I mean, dude, you know me, I only ever buy like actual PlayStation consoles. That 3DS was technically his; he got it for his birthday,
Okay.
but he just like wasn't ever using it until I bought Link Between Worlds, and then he kept like asking me for it, and I was like, bro, like just let me finish this, and then
go on your merry way with
yeah,
this
and then
because
he
he
let it play.
literally plays your PlayStation all the time.
No, yeah,
and all that
yeah.
type of
And
stuff.
that's what I told him. And then one day I just came back home and the 3DS wasn't in my room. And I didn't say anything about it because some game had come out on PS4 and I was like, I'll just play this. And then meanwhile, he beats this.
Yeah.
And then he finally told me he beat it. And then I asked him for the game and he's like, I don't know where it is. And then
Good story,
also...
bro.
That's why this man buys digital only now.
No, yeah. And then a little bit
because of
after...
his brother.
Yeah.
And then
No
a
one's
little
gonna
bit
lose
after
that.
that, I got Ocarina of Time
Yeah,
3D.
then he fucked up the
Then the R button doesn't work, so
Yeah, the
that
L
game's
button,
useless.
so
yeah.
the Z control.
So I bought
Which you
Ocarina
need to
of
do,
Time
like you
twice.
need Z control in Zelda. You don't need it as much in this one, but yeah, that sucks.
No, yeah.
I think Wind Waker is better than Twilight Princess.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
That Wind Waker, out of all the ones I've ever seen,
It is
is one of the ones I've
fun.
always wanted to play.
It is so fun. Have you played it?
I've never touched a Zelda game
Really?
ever. I've told
Even
you this.
Twilight?
Never.
Are you just fucking with it?
I just like the way Wolf Link looks.
Oh, dude, Wolf Link is so boring. That is seriously like
Dog,
that's why I don't like that game.
okay.
I think the dungeons are really good. I think I think the dungeons are really good.
I
though.
just like how dark it looked. That's always my appeal to
I like
it.
everything about Twilight Princess.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't. I
Midna's
see,
awesome.
I guess I'm the opposite, and I feel like every other game can be dark, but I feel like Zelda is the best when it's has an amazing art design that's different than everything else.
Fair enough.
But I
Um,
mean, what's it called?
That's why I
Breath of the
thought
Wild-
Twilight was kind of cool, was because its
No,
art
yeah.
design was very different from previous
Which one?
Zelda games.
I
Twilight
agree.
Princess.
Yeah,
But
I
Breath of
agree
the
with
Wild
that.
though is taking the art design of Twilight and mixing it with Wind Waker.
True.
yeah. I mean, like, see, so I played Twilight Princess on my PC, and the
Probably why you didn't like it.
I
think
thought
you
No.
I thought it was a
loved
Wii game. How do you use the Wii nunchucks with it?
No,
they did
no,
a
no.
GameCube version as well.
Oh, they did.
So you know how this is both,
I
Breath
had
of
a
the Wild's on
GameCube.
Wii U and Switch.
Yeah.
It was like that for GameCube and Wii.
I
for,
didn't know this. I thought it was just a
for
Wii
Zelda.
exclusive.
Well, that's what they were pushing it as. You know how, like, most people, when you walk into
Did
a
you-
store, you're probably going to think that Breath of the Wild is only on Switch.
Yeah.
But,
Uh,
the non-casuals like us are going to know that.
Gabe,
Fair
do you never play Twilight on the Wii?
no.
Because the only motion control
I've never
thing,
had a Wii.
I was gonna say the only motion control thing that I can remember on Twilight
Was aiming
is
stuff every once in a while.
yeah, aiming, and then I think you had to shake it occasionally when you played as Wolf Link.
I thought
Yeah.
it was just like Skyward
No.
Sword and you use it to like
So-
slash.
No,
So-
Skyward was the first one. To
No,
do that.
now it did do this. You had to slash, actually, to get him to slash, but it didn't have any, like, motion of where you were slashing.
See, I don't ever.
So
I don't remember
Skyward
that.
Sword did it to where, like, if I go into Z control and I'm fighting you,
Yeah, you actually
I
holding
can
the sword.
slash. I can do a high attack. I can do a low attack, And they also implement that with like how the characters fight with you.
Mhm.
So like if a bokoblin comes to you and he has a shield that's on like the far right side, don't attack the right because it's not going to.
Yeah.
You might want to do a jab to the left to get to him, and then he gets hit and he's gonna switch where it is.
Mhm.
So you gotta like do that. And there's like other enemies that like that are like stacked stones, and you have to like slash the stones for them to like fall out and stuff like that. So Skyward Sword is really the one that truly like implemented motion
And
controls.
also, if you follow the very, very convoluted Zelda timeline, Skyward Sword is technically the first
one.
in this timeline.
But it makes
What?
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, but Skyward Sword, it actually makes sense why it is. When
Why?
you play the
Preach.
because there's every other game, like Wind Waker talks about, you know, the reason why you get a green tunic in it is in your village, on your island, when a boy turns like whatever age it was that Link was in Wind Waker, you have to wear the green tunic for the day because you're basically honoring the Link that destroyed Ganon back in the day.
So it's not the same Link.
No. Link is supposed to be
each-
like, he's honestly like supposed to be like a hero that just keeps getting reincarnated.
until like
So you're telling me Link is like a superhero, like Spider-Man, who different people don the mask.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
it kind
I
of
fuck with
yeah.
it.
But it's all like almost one entity as opposed to like multiple people. Like
Okay, so it's
And
just
I have to
reincarnation.
deal with like the Triforce and stuff like that.
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Well, there's always there's the hero, which is Link. There's Zelda who has the power to seal Ganon.
So is it always
And
like
then
the
you have
same
to-
Zelda?
no.
Zelda's another thing that keeps getting I mean,
And
they don't ever
Ganon.
say that she gets reincarnated, but
dude, it's so convoluted. It's just so convoluted.
it's almost. I mean, I would say it's almost as bad as Metal Gear, but that wouldn't be giving Kojima credit because
It's worse than Metal Gear. It's worse than Metal Gear because like it's literally just basically like just tied together by like little strands. While while Metal Gear's convoluted, it was all I think orchestrated to be like that. Like I honestly feel like at one point in the 90s or whatever the fuck it was, they decided to just go, yeah, this is all in the timeline.
Yeah.
And then they just decided how to put them together. It's like if
Are you talking about Zelda?
It's like
Yeah.
if I literally took every Batman game ever created and said all these are linked in some way and decided how that they were linked, like how the Arkhamverse is linked to this universe or something like that.
Fair
Does that
enough.
make sense?
Yeah.
So now, like Skyward Sword, at that point, we already knew that there was a history. So like they were able to actually make that one the prequel to everything, and the story actually, you notice that within the
okay.
first hour. That's what I'm saying.
So-
the actual storytelling tells you that there's never been a Link before.
Oh, okay. So how is Breath of the Wild hold up in a timeline?
Breath of the
I don't
Wild's
know.
supposed to be, I think, from what I heard, I think it's like the last one because from what I heard is Hyrule is still set up. The whole land of Hyrule is set up the same way it's set up, which is pretty crazy if you are into Zelda that much. It's set up the exact same way it's set up in Ocarina of Time.
Right.
So it's after Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that's where
And
the
then-
timelines branch.
But before
Yeah.
Majora's Mask.
So Skyward Sword, and then there's some other games in between that. But then Ocarina, and then basically what happens at the end of Ocarina switches the timelines. So there's one where Link actually gets defeated by Ganon. So that's the dark timeline.
and that's
there's-
where we're on right now.
No, I can't remember.
You know, it's
Dude,
just-
it just doesn't make
We'll
sense.
figure it out after the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
This
We'll
is
figure
way
it-
too much.
Yeah.
Nintendo has an official timeline too. So you'll
Yeah,
see.
it's
like,
in the
how it goes.
Hyrule Historia, the
Yeah.
big book you can get. So, yeah, there's references to like
But I'm
Ocarina
pretty
in
sure
this game and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure not Skyward, but Breath of the Wild. I want to say is technically
Well, we don't
at the,
know.
at the
We
end.
we actually no one knows.
Oh, no one knows.
No one knows.
Oh,
There has been no official.
the only reason I'm saying that is because it says 100 years after Link died, so it would only make sense.
But it's still that same Link. It's still the exact same Link that you're playing in that game, as opposed to
see,
another
I thought it
Link.
was. I thought it was a Link that got reincarnated.
Yeah, I thought it was like a clone
you get,
of Link.
You get hurt, then they put you into this shrine of resurrection, and you basically get healed.
Oh,
So you actually, literally, it's like if I got almost fatally, like I was like on the verge of dying, and then you put me into like carbonite,
Oh, okay.
and then 100 years later,
Put you in a back to tank.
Yeah, Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You got me, Greg. You got
Kind
me.
of like the tank Goku was in during the fight
Yeah, I was
with
about to
Frieza.
say like the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
But
No,
anyway,
that's not
yeah.
the hyperbolic time chamber.
But the
I'm saying
actual
in the hyperbolic time chamber, you're like training.
Oh, my
and,
Lord.
like,
Yeah, but a
just
day
wanna-
equals
I
a
wanna
year.
piece over the
That's
way so we
not
talk
like
about other
he's not
things.
hurt.
No, but I'm saying though, like it's still
It-
you're
it
going
doesn't
there to
heal
get
you,
stronger
though.
though. You're going
No,
there.
you're training.
bruh, but the hyperbolic time.
That has
chamber,
nothing
though.
to do with the hyperbolic time chamber.
Hey, but Zelda though.
But Zelda. Anyway, yeah. Let's just get to this so we can get to the next point.
I'm playing too much Xenoverse. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
So what I was gonna say is Breath of the Wild. What it does is like everybody here knows, but I'm gonna kind of talk about it real quick. Is that they decided to just take everything that we knew about Zelda and the tropes that like the actual series has had, you know, for the past 20 years, I guess you'd say, since Link to the Past, and just said nope, fuck this, and then just like turn it on a dime. So like after like the little tutorial area in the Great Plateau, which is also the only thing you guys have ever seen if you looked at the E3
Yeah.
stuff. That is one small little part of the map. This map is fucking huge. Like,
Yo,
It
chill,
might-
Donald.
yeah, it might be as big as Witcher. I mean, as if you took all the multiple like open areas and put them together into
Really?
one. That's how big this game is.
But
So
what
you,
is there
would you
to
compare
do?
to Witcher?
So what is there to do?
Shrines and shrines
Shrines.
and shrines
Hundreds of them.
No, there's
Fetch quest.
a lot more. No.
Fetch
and
quest.
shrines.
So yeah, so there's a lot of shrines. So the thing is there's only 4 dungeons, which is a lot less than your traditional Zelda. But in return is what these things are called shrines, and they're basically either most of them are one-room puzzles or combat trials. Some of them are going to be a little bit more elaborate. There's some ones that and honestly, man, I absolutely love it because one of the things I've always sometimes I grow to loathe about Zelda is I'll like have a really good time and then be like, all right, the next 2.5 hours is gonna be this fucking dungeon, and there's always one fucking part of the dungeon that just gets me, and I don't know what the fuck to do. There's a lot of
game facts. Look up those guides.
yeah, and the game since the
Find out
game
where the slingshot
since the
is.
game runs this way, and like since when I'm in a shrine and I'm confused, like I know that there's not something after this, so I'm sitting there like not stressing myself out and just doing it. And the puzzles in this game are absolutely fantastic. So you know that's one big pillar of Zelda is the puzzles. So if you're doubting if they're shitty because there's only 4 dungeons, no, the shrines are absolutely amazing, and I honestly don't want them to go back to the traditional way in any other main entry. I'd love for them to do like your Link Between Worlds and have those kind of stick to the traditional route, but like have the studio, the developer, the main console developer for Zelda, just let them do games like this from now on. But so the shrines are amazing. I did one dungeon. It was really cool. It was really cool. The boss fights are they're boss fights. They're not like up to jump up and down about, but I mean like I haven't had one bad boss fight. I think the weakest one was the one that you saw, and that was like a mini boss fight, Luther, when I was showing him
I already knew
yesterday.
that.
Yeah, and that guy was really easy, but that was honestly the easiest boss fight I've had. You will die a lot in this game, and it won't be the environment. It'll be you misjumping something, maybe miscalculating how much stamina you have, and you falling down a cliff or a mountain.
Or like my boy Donkey getting fucked up by guardians.
Yeah, the guardians will rip you, dude. You have to be prepared, or you got to run away. And there's a lot of planning in this game. But the exploration in this game, I've never seen a game have exploration like this, to where like literally everything I see in this game, I can get to. Like I don't know one game, and like I feel like a lot of games try to throw that at you, but like. Especially after playing like Horizon before this game and like seeing how they do an open world and how this game does an open world, because like Horizon does follow your traditional your Western open world game. This game, it's just gonna be hard to go back to open worlds that don't let you explore like this. To where that's a mountain, I can climb that mountain, and it's not some janky ass jumping mechanic like Skyrim to go up that fucking mountain. Like no, you get to go up that mountain and do whatever the fuck you want. And the fact that we could none of us are ever gonna play this game the same way. To where you can play one dungeon, and let's say me and you have played one dungeon, and it might not even be the same dungeon, and like you're like, oh, well, I mean, whatever. They let you do, whatever dungeon you want, but like you could not get the Master Sword, or you could just get the Master Sword and go straight to Ganon and not even do the 4 dungeons, or you can not even talk to the old man that the game starts with and just go straight to Ganon. I mean, he'd kick your fucking ass, but I mean, like, the fact that you can do that. And also, like, I can choose when to finish this game whenever I want to, or I can just keep going and just keep playing this game. And honestly, I know one dude, it was the Brendan Graber or whatever his name is, that works for IGN. He's doing the guide, and he has like 130 hours, and he's like, dude, there's so many things I still haven't found in this game. And I'm sitting here at like 30 hours, and I'm just like, there's never one second in this game to where I'm like, all right, what am I doing next? I'm just doing something. And it's like Fallout, like we always applaud Fallout for how they have their map, instead of having like a little map in the corner like Witcher does, or Horizon does, or Far Cry does. Yet this one does have a map like that, but
Horizon doesn't have a map in the corner though.
Yeah,
it doesn't. That's right. No. I stand corrected.
It has
Yeah,
a compass.
it's the
Yeah,
compass.
which is the
It
best
is the
part.
compass like Fallout. That's what I was trying to say.
Right.
I love the compass thing, and I love.
Compass is my favorite. I wish
Yeah.
every open world game had a compass.
You said dynamic real quick.
Wait, dynamic? What
Your
about-
HUD.
Oh yeah,
on
bro,
Horizon?
you do that too? It's amazing.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. So
The superior. Game.
yeah. So
Yeah.
So
I saw it in the,
so you have a map like that, but like, I just kind of use it as a reference. I'm like, all right, it's over there, cool, because like it just tells you basically, it's like a compass too, really. If it's not like, because you're usually finding something that's so far away that it's not going to be in that little world map in the bottom corner. So you really are kind of using it like a compass in that regard, because it has a north, south, west, east thing. But yeah, it takes like what Fallout did with exploration with that compass, and then gives you a world that you can do whatever the fuck you want in, and literally clutters that whole world with just everything. I mean, like, the characters are like really funny, really interesting. The just exploring the world is very interesting. The combat's good. The how you just do everything in this game just is better than they've ever done it before. And it's seriously like, this is what Zelda needed. And it's honestly one of my favorite games I've ever played in my whole entire life.
So, question: does it have a main story path I can follow?
Yep.
Or does it kind of just you have
Yep.
to figure it out?
Yeah, there is one.
Okay.
And it does tell you like what to do in some regards. But even the tasks that you set out to do in your main quest,
Mhm.
you get to choose how you want to do it.
Okay.
And you also get to choose.
on some Dishonored
Yeah.
shit.
And this is what I'm saying is like, in regards to like, let's look at it as an example of like Skyrim, and to where it's like, well, you can do whatever you want. You can play the story, or you can not play the story. But the thing is if you do choose to play the story in Skyrim, you're getting the same exact beats in the same exact moment at the same exact time as I'm playing. So like, if me and you guys played the Skyrim story, we played the exact same thing. Whether if you decided to play some side quests in between your missions, that remains to be seen. But I'm saying the actual beats of those missions,
Stormcloak or die.
But yeah, there's so many things that you can basically play the main story and have a lot of mystery to it, because Link doesn't have his memory, or you can be the completionist and like, try to get his memory back, and there's some certain ways to get your memory back and stuff like that. So that and like, it's so hard to try to explain that without spoiling anything. But that's about as much as I can say about the story. But that's what I'm saying. I can play the story, you can play the story, and we can play it completely different. Experience it completely different. Get story beats completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And not even and you might even get more story beats than me, because you decided to do these things. And the thing is there are main quests that you don't even have to finish to beat the game. So that's what I mean. Like, it truly is one of the few that actually has a main story. I've never seen any game that has a main story like that lets you play it non-chronologically.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love it. and I think the second you guys get your hands on it, it's gonna blow you away. I feel like this and Witcher are the two greatest games I've played since BioShock. So, I honestly, I mean, like, I know I'm in the hype period, and
Fully caught up in that hype.
yeah,
For real.
but
It's not that good.
yeah, I mean, no, we'll check back when I say this, a month or 2, 3 months from now. But I think this is the best game I've played since BioShock. I think this might be my second favorite game of all time. So,
Damn.
yeah, I don't know how a game's gonna beat this game this year for Game of the Year for me. Like, I think but it's all personal. You guys could love it. You could love it a lot, and then just go. I just don't love it as much as you. But like me personally, like, I'm getting Zelda, but I'm also getting something completely fresh. And they're taking everything that every other open world game has done right, and like just doing it better. The towers in this are like Far Cry, but they're better. The exploration in this is like every other open world game, but better.
Seems to be a consensus. I mean, as
No,
far as
yeah.
critics go, this game got nothing but 9s and 10s from everyone. So.
Yeah, it broke Metacritic's record for the most 10s for anything,
Just
not
insane.
just video games. So
Fuck Jim Sterling.
yeah,
Brought it down from a 98 to a 97.
did he?
How dare
What did
he?
he? What did he give it?
He gave it a 7 out of 10.
Reasonable.
Really?
Lowest here that it's got.
I'm gonna have to watch his review.
Yeah, people like they shut down his like website
It's probably
because they
accurate.
were like berating him so much.
I mean, he can have his own fucking
yeah,
opinion.
he can have his own opinion.
That
but-
pisses me off, dude. Like,
How
who the fuck
dare
cares?
he?
How dare he have a different opinion than everybody else? That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, this is the best game I've played in the past 10
Fucking
years.
Englishman.
Yeah,
Tell
but
you
like,
what.
and if Gabe plays it and he goes, I'm just not really digging it. I'm just like, okay, that's fine, dude. Like, you could play whatever the fuck you want to play, you know?
Oh, I mean, I know I'm gonna like Zelda, and I know from what I've seen so far, I do have to admit it looks like a better game than Horizon. But everything that you were talking about, exploration, all that stuff, I feel the same way. I felt like you do as I'm playing Horizon. Like, I see stuff in the distance, and I'm like, dude, I can go there, and I go there. The only thing that you said during this whole speech that I was just like, fuck, dude, I wish Horizon had that, was more memorable characters.
And that's one of the biggest things that I've had. I guess we can just jump to Horizon right here. And also, like, I don't want to compare these games that much because they're
totally
doing
different.
something completely
Yeah.
different. It's like I honestly think you don't think you can compare. It's like how Far Cry is an open world game and Fallout's an open world game. They're not the same game
The only reason
know?
people keep comparing them though
because
is
they came out in the same time.
Not even that, they
Well,
both
they're
said,
kind of the same genre too. Open world RPG.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Would
they
you
both,
consider
With
a
a
Zelda
bow
an
and arrow.
RPG?
And melee attacks and
but I mean
Right.
they both set out to do the same thing though, which was to reinvent what people thought open world games could be.
yeah. So like. Yeah, let's jump on the Horizon. I've been talking so much. I want you guys to talk.
Let's
a
talk
little
about
bit
our
more.
girl Aloy.
Hey, Aloy.
Yeah, so I put 15 hours in the game. How much have you guys put into it? Into the Horizon?
I have no idea. How
I
many
haven't.
hours it
I
is at
literally
this point.
haven't touched it since. Zelda.
I just know I got to Meridian. That's where I'm at. I took a couple.
I had
quests
about
there.
I'd say about another 3 hours since Meridian for me.
Okay, so probably 10 for me.
I've got to Meridian, but I've gotten to Meridian a lot later than most people have.
Yeah.
I'm around level 24, 25,
Yeah, you're much higher than me.
but I've put in around 20, somewhere between the 20 and 30 hour range, maybe even a little more. Cause I like what you're saying from Zelda, like exploring stuff. Dude, I love doing that in Horizon. I
Yeah.
love going to the vantage points. I love looking up. I actually like read things, and it's so weird to read this stuff too because like, without spoiling any stuff you come across, but like some of the stuff you read about is like one guy who like he took they mention like weird things like they take because they're like taking like weird future synthetic drugs and just hearing people like what happens to them. You're like, bro, like why would you even want to put that in your body?
Yeah.
And then you hear about like other people who are working in like futuristic mines, and you're like, bro, that just seems like a lot of the people who like you read about in the future, you're just like, bro, that seems like a really shitty life. But I'm totally caught up in like Horizon's like world building things, and I cannot wait to see whatever it is in the midway point of the story that everybody talks about when they review the game, where it's like the story starts off really good, and then it drolls on for a little bit, and then when you get to like the midway point of like the story missions, something crazy happens, and then it just keeps flying from there. Because everybody I've talked to who's beaten the game, has said literally the same thing. So I cannot wait to see what it is. And I've even got people. I've talked to a couple people who I know who actually like they play games, but they're not as invested into like knowing about like the industry and stuff about like I talked to this one guy, and I didn't want to like crush his spirit, but he was like talking about, he's like, dude, I don't see how they can make a sequel to this game. He's like, they literally answer everything in this game, and you aren't left with many questions. And I was like, bruh, what you don't understand though is Uncharted 4 already happened. These boys need another franchise. Horizon's already set up to be a franchise. Like, no matter what they do. And he's like, but I didn't tell him that, but he's like telling me, he's like trying to convince me, like, no, like this is like a one and done game. And I was like, bro,
Well, it's like a new hope.
Only if you knew.
If they can make a Last of Us 2, they can make a Horizon 2.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I'm
They
saying.
can
Like,
make
not
only,
that hard.
Yeah,
yeah,
like I'm
I'm
saying,
like, only
if they
if you
can
knew.
make an Empire Strikes Back after the end of A New
Right.
Hope. They can
do another.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't tell him that though, because I was like,
Yeah.
bro, I don't want to get into this conversation,
Right.
Because you'll probably end up spoiling something for the game, and I really don't want to know anything.
Mm-hmm. Did you get it, Gabe?
Nah.
What have you been playing? Xenoverse?
Xenoverse 2.
Lame.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on Mass Effect because I know if I get this game, I won't finish it once Mass Effect comes out.
Yeah,
that's completely.
So I'm just gonna wait on it.
complete on it
Understand
real
that one.
quick.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
taking that
finishing
back seat on
Horizon
it.
before I get Mass Effect.
Dude.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
wait.
trying
That's
to. I'm
my
like
hope
level
now.
19 right now in Horizon, but it's keeping me invested for sure. Because as you guys know, like open world games, it has to take something special to keep me in it. Because I started Witcher and I didn't get very far in it, and I kind of just put it to the side and then never went back to it for whatever
Hey,
reason.
sir, can you
But
put
it's
down that finger,
daunting.
please.
This game's not as daunting.
Please,
Yeah,
please stop.
it also does a
harassing
good job
Greg.
of like throwing.
Like
Dude,
sometimes
really?
it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't feel like an open world because of how it like.
It does a
guides
good
you.
job of like giving you a strong intro, like
Very
throws
strong.
you into the game
Yeah.
before it goes into the open
I'll
world.
That's
say that
another
about-
thing I love too is
Like it
talking
gives you a
all
lot
the
of
tribes.
emotion front end too
Yeah.
with the father figure character of
Rost.
Rost, yeah.
Yeah, and Aloy, you get to learn. You really get to see. You get to watch Aloy grow, and you very early on
You see
get
why
her
she's
motivation.
a badass. Like why?
Yeah, that
why
she
too.
really is a
But the
badass.
issue
you
was a
actually,
lot-
it's not
yeah.
like she just suddenly picks up a bow and is like, oh, she's suddenly a badass. Like you understand why this character
Yeah.
is the way she is.
A lot
and
of
how
issues
she
with-
interacts with people the way she does.
a lot of issues with most open world games is like the motivation. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I? And that's why I think like, the traditional story of Zelda like works with, the open world of Breath of the Wild because like, you know the motivation, like, and the motivation's thrown at you because it's like a prophecy being fulfilled. You see, but like, I loved how Horizon started out because like it really felt like a movie in that regards to where like you really get the motivation of Aloy in the first 20 minutes of this game, and it's just like, dude, you know why she wants to do what she wants to do. So like when you get to that point, when you get to the proving, when you get to all these story points, like you're not like, oh, why does she want to do this? And you're like, oh, okay, and then you do it. No, like you know why she's wanted to do it for like a couple hours, and then you get to it, and you're like, oh, dude, like what's gonna happen next? Like you get attached to the character. You also get attached to the character's plot development. And a lot of open world games have issues. Like Witcher is one of the few that didn't have that issue. But I mean, think of like Fallout or Skyrim, to where it's just like you don't really care, And the fact that they made you care about a character and have it of the quality, I think, of something like Naughty Dog in an open world game is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I mean, and also the combat too is what keeps making me come back to this game and make me want to play this game like every day.
Yeah.
Because I love how every time you come across a new like machine, and no matter even if it is at your level or higher level, like you can shoot it with your normal arrows, and if you're not shooting it in its critical points or spots where it's weak and not using like special types of arrow, you're gonna be fighting that machine for a while.
Yep.
I love how both, and that's where like I think you can compare to the two games.
Yeah, the combat
is like the combat's vastly different of how you approach combat in both games. But like both games have this like sense of freedom of how you can just do whatever. You can just keep wailing with, or you can be stealthy in both games. You can use arrows in both games, but like like Zelda uses a lot of the environment. You can like let's say if I'm in a thunderstorm, and I'm using a sword, and you start hearing the zapping. You see like little bits of electricity coming off of it. You can actually throw the sword at an enemy. Then the lightning strike hits him and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, this is insane that they've like thought of stuff like this. Or you can like you can start a fire in like tall grass, and it's gonna start spreading, and then the wind starts piling up above it. You can jump above that fire, start and use your glider, go up in the air, and then do like an airstrike down on like a camp of people, bokoblins or something like that. But like in Horizon, I mean, you can probably explain like what are some of the ways you've been attacking
It's more about
people?
traps and finding like
that's what I
strategic
love.
advantages against your
Yeah.
enemies. So using different effects that are more effective on them. So like if you use your focus to kind of scan,
Yeah.
and then you find a weakness.
The
So
focus
some
is
are
nothing
more
that's
susceptible to
so
freeze,
cool.
some are more susceptible to tear, which is like
Yep.
hitting critical spots.
Yeah.
And you just figuring that out, and then kind of finding
Yeah.
how you can take them down using the tools and traps that you have.
Yep.
And then there's some enemies too that you want to knock off plates of their armor, and then some you don't even need to knock off plates because you can take them down a couple hits.
And that's the difference to where like Zelda doesn't tell you how to do it. You just find your way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what Horizon does differently and better is that it tells you what to do with the focus, or like gives you at least a rough idea of what to do with the focus. But like the combat is so fast compared to Zelda's. I mean, there's definitely certain areas in Zelda that are gonna be like fast and like you gotta like think on your feet kind of thing. But like Horizon's one of those, like I haven't noticed it in an open world game like this to where you just like, dude, sometimes you just gotta fucking improvise and like.
Oh no, I find myself doing that all the time, and that's another thing I have to give to Horizon is I want to say because I'm pretty sure you can only hotkey 4 weapons,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't even matter like if you're even if you main only 4 items and you're not using any of the items, because each enemy will have a specific spot where one of the items you're using will be effective against it.
Yeah.
Which I like. It's not like you're gonna have to keep switching weapons on the fly and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it like so like the weapon system in like Zelda to where like everything breaks is different in those regards.
Yeah.
To where like there's a lot of item management and stuff like that, and you making sure you have, oh well, I got to keep this because of this kind of guy, and if I fight that kind of guy, I need this type of weapon and stuff like that. And it's a pick and choose to like which weapons do I hold? Do I hold a bunch of super powerful weapons, or do I hold one shitty weapon, so when I do go back to this area and I'm facing some shitty guy, like I'm not wasting my good, I'm not damaging my good weapons on this guy. So there's like a lot of management in that regard. There's a lot of cooking and stuff like that. But like Horizon, like I want to say, what with both of these games, but definitely Horizon is the best at it. These are the 2 most polished open world games I've ever played. Especially
Same.
Horizon.
Oh, for sure.
Especially Horizon. I've just never seen a open world game with combat this good in Horizon. Like this
crazy.
fast, this
I don't
like-
experience like any stutters at all, and there's no loading
yeah.
as far as like except for
Unless
like
you use
initial
fast
load in
drive, yeah.
and
Yeah.
or fast travel. Yeah.
Shrines are the only thing that do load ins with the world in Zelda, and dying of course, just like Horizon, but
Right.
yeah, almost everything else in the open world of Zelda doesn't have any load. The only issue is like the every once in a while frame rates you get on TV mode, and it's usually when there's like you're in a really dense forest area. But I've never had any issues through combat or anything. But that is the only issue, and that's definitely not. I haven't even played Horizon on with an update because I didn't have online for 2 weeks.
That's true.
Like,
You didn't have it
And they've already updated it like
yeah.
twice.
3, yeah.
Or 3. Yeah.
So and it's buttery smooth. I think I've literally had one time where it had like a frame rate hitch, and I'm talking like the most minor, but I noticed it because it's the only time it's ever had a frame rate thing. I was like, oh, did that just happen? Damn, dude, I played 15 hours this game and I only got one frame rate issue in an open world game, and I'm not even using a day 1 patch, But the combat, like the combat feels better than Rise of the Tomb Raider. It feels like you're getting the combat of Uncharted with an open world game.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I applaud Guerrilla for really the polish in this game is, and I'm so glad they delayed it too, because you could and both games too. You can totally see that the delays for these games just really made these games go from a good game to an amazing game.
I can't wait to see the credits though on Horizon, just to see how many like other developers came in and helped them out. Because I know they're gonna give Naughty Dog a shout out.
Oh,
I know, dude. Want to hear what's crazy? I wouldn't even be surprised. Yeah. I mean, it would surprise me, but if Kojima Productions was on there, because the same engine Horizon's using is what
the
Kojima's
Decima
been,
system.
Yeah,
or Decima engine, my bad.
Yeah.
And I'm so like that gives me like. It just makes me so happy that like I played that game and I was like, man, this engine is absolutely amazing, and the fact that Kojima is using that engine just makes me happy.
Yeah,
because it was so sad to see him leave Konami and then basically in return leave the Fox engine.
Fox engine, yeah.
And that engine is insane.
Dude, that engine was fucking
especially
good.
when dude, that so gets me mad. The Metal
It
Gear
played
Solid 3
so smooth.
Pachinko machines.
Yeah.
Oh, bro,
but
why?
like the graphics in Horizon are even better.
Dude, also too,
Metal Gear.
The scale of different robots and creatures in the environment,
too.
and just how it affects things around you. Like you'll find a tall neck, and just the mass of that thing moving around the environment, and then also a Thunderjaw too, with all the weaponry it has and how it just shoots like lasers all over the place and nothing happens. Like the game just runs.
Yeah,
perfectly
I just
smooth.
don't know
like,
how
I
just don't know how a PS4 is doing that.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
It's crazy,
dude. Especially like when you get into areas where it's like windy and like the trees are blowing and the grass is blowing, and then you're like shooting arrows and you're lighting stuff on fire and just like, bro, how is this not crashing?
Yeah,
right
nothing's
now?
happening. It's just
Dude, yeah.
handling
In all
it all.
honesty, man, like I know you haven't played it yet, Gabe, but
I've seen it.
But you have to play it. Like there's like you can watch as many videos as you want, but until you play this game and see the visual like fidelity of it while playing, it's just gonna blow you away.
I'm honestly glad I was pretty dark in that game.
Do what?
I said I'm glad that I didn't see really any
Too much of
gameplay
it.
other than the E3.
Bro,
events.
I watched more than you, and they really didn't show much. Like,
I don't doubt
it was
it.
basically more of the same kind of stuff, you know.
Mhm.
I think the only thing is they showed a little bit more story to where like I kind of knew where the story was going.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that was probably the only thing I would have said like stay away from. And that was the story trailer. Like it was really called the story. Like it was the story trailer or whatever they were calling it. But nah, dude, 2 amazing games. Also, I love how we're getting 2 like very drastically visually different games too. You know, and they both work for what they're doing so well. Like, you know, like I feel like I could live in Horizon, you know, but you know, Breath of the Wild has such a just charm to it that like I feel like only Nintendo can do. And like I can't remember who said it. It's someone in my podcasts. But they said that Nintendo, or at least this Zelda, like only Nintendo can bring the Disney magic to video games, and like that's totally true, man. To where like Horizon's more like the graphic fidelity of like I wouldn't say a Michael Bay film, but like a big Hollywood film, and then like the Zelda is more like a Disney magical world that you want to escape. So
Still no Ratchet and Clank Pixar movie though. Shout out Ratchet and Clank.
How well did that movie do?
Oh, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about like ever since the first one came out on PS3, all you've ever seen is people like in magazines talk about, oh, it looks like a Pixar movie. Then the second one came out on PS3. Oh, it looks like a Pixar movie. And then this one came out on PS4, and they're like, okay, they've really perfected this.
Okay,
Looks like a
yeah,
Pixar
okay.
movie.
I was about to say, like, I never really thought about it with the other ones, but like when I played the PS4 version and I saw the PS4 version, I was like, bro, this looks like a Pixar movie.
Oh, dude, I remember when I first got my PS3, and I was like, dude, finally I get to play Ratchet and Clank. And on the back, it says like Times magazines looks like a Pixar movie, and I was like, it looks good, but this doesn't look like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, the new one does though.
No, yeah.
Even playing it, not just the cutscenes, like the actual game, it's like, damn, dude, this is a gorgeous game. So
Is that the last Ratchet Clank?
Oh no, I mean, they don't. lead into a sequel,
Yeah.
but they leave it open to where they could literally do whatever they want.
Is this still Insomniac making that?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Insomniac,
Dude,
man.
they really like.
They love that game.
Dude, they love that game, and I honestly think at this point they think that they're like probably like in the next 10 years that maybe one day Ratchet will be like Sony's Mario.
Maybe.
But
I
we'll
still
see.
feel like
I don't think enough people know. I mean, they know the name, but like, do people really play that game?
No, yeah, but I mean,
like,
dude, I just don't understand why Sony keeps telling them to make, or I mean, or like not even telling them, but like every time they're like, "Hey, we got another idea," they're like, Sony's like, "Dude, go for it," instead of telling them like, "Dude, make a new IP."
yeah, I mean, like, I just feel like Sony, like, I don't think Sony is really going for that anymore. To where like, for years they wanted Ratchet and Clank to be the Mario for Sony, and then
Yeah.
Sony figured out like that's not us. Like, and I think the PS4 shows that like they don't need
Yeah, they don't need a mascot.
you know, but like also I think Nintendo like can be in their own world and have their own Nintendo products, and they don't have to be, you know, a PlayStation, you know, and I think
True.
that's why the Switch is going to be successful. And I think, you know, 1.5 million units is saying, you know, is saying that this might actually be a lot more successful than Wii U.
Yeah, I think that New Ratchet and Clank was more of just a love letter to fans.
Yep.
It's basically just a HD
Like-
remake, except they're Insomniac, so they can't just settle for an HD remake.
Yep.
They have to crank it up to 11. That's
Definitely.
how they fucking do things. That's how a game
Hey.
studio like Insomniac runs.
Hey.
So when they made Ratchet and Clank, they made it so that it's basically like a next gen game, like a game you expect on a PlayStation 4.
True.
So
And that's
I
why they
feel
gave,
like-
and that's why they gave Sunset to Xbox.
yeah, I mean
instead.
that's a new IP that I think
it was good.
they could go back to
If
if
they-
they wanted to. I think
Yeah.
the
It's still-
Spider-Man
it's still
game that
good.
they're working on.
What, Sunset?
amazing.
Yeah, I've
Could
recently
potentially
played it.
do
It's
that,
still
so-
good.
It's very repetitive. That's
Yes.
the only issue.
Yeah.
Because I think if they do make another Sunset, like, dude, that game could be amazing.
Just switch it up a bit. Yeah, but it'd be good.
Yeah, I honestly would be happy with them just making it smaller and just like, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah. The
you know
map
what I
got a
mean?
little bit too big.
Make it a little bit smaller, make it a little bit more memorable, give us some better characters,
More weapons.
more,
Like
Yeah.
a lot more.
yeah. But still, the weapons were fucking.
Yeah, they were
badass.
fun, but like,
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more.
I know.
It took this weird, like, dude, 3 hours to get to the next weapon kind of thing, and I was
Mhm.
just like, huh, I was not expecting this. Like, especially after like Luther telling me, like, you know, sucking that good old Insomniac dick over there with the with the weapons and stuff like that. But the weapons actually are amazing. It's just like they were
They're
just
great.
drip dropped a little too. They're spread it out. A
yeah,
little bit too much.
well, yeah, because it's not that many. That's why
Yep. Well,
I don't know.
it's not resistance.
The game got me to beat it, so
what
I
Sunset?
must have done something right.
Oh, you beat Sunset?
Hell yeah, I beat fucking Sunset.
Oh,
I couldn't
damn.
stop playing
okay,
that game.
shit. You just don't look like a Sunset fan.
Oh my
I
god,
love
I
that.
love that game.
I love
You
the
don't?
music. I love this. The style in that game is just
Yeah.
amazing.
So good.
The comedy's great.
I
I
hate
fucking
you
love the
guys.
comedy.
It's a great game, dude. Pick it
I
up.
hate
Oh,
you guys.
whatever.
It's
bro.
basically the humor
I've-
that Gearbox is trying to do, but they fucking fail at every single time.
Bro, I still think Borderlands 2 was like
Did you see that
Hilarious.
Borderlands 3 tech demo though?
No,
It
bro,
looked
I
like
don't-
Borderlands
I'm not
2
even
on
gonna
a
get
PC.
Borderlands 3.
So hype.
Bro, because
Nah.
the same
So
way,
hype.
I'm not hyped because it doesn't have the same writer.
dude, and say what you
Oh,
will
Andy
about
was it
Destiny
Andy Birch?
1, but I still say I have more fun playing Destiny 1 than I've ever had playing any Borderlands game.
But
Bro, that's
And I
such
know
a
when
bullshit.
Destiny 2 comes out, it's going to
Even be better.
So there's no point for me to ever go
I don't
back to
think the
Borderlands.
gameplay in that regards, but the universe of Borderlands and the jokes definitely kept me going. I had stopped playing like our friend Austin
It's empty. No, it is. Like it's been empty.
Luther, that's his favorite game is
Get out of my
Borderlands
house.
2. And
No,
like,
yeah, he's told me.
I'm just like, for him, he loves having the weapons
God
and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
For me, like that's not
Luckily,
why I
it's still
played.
empty.
Yeah, that's why I didn't play Borderlands for that. I played Borderlands because it was an awesome humor-driven co-op game.
Oh no, I played Borderlands for that reason.
Is it awesome?
But me and
though?
Gabe played it.
What, Borderlands? Dude, Borderlands is awesome. I love
I
Borderlands.
just love
Yeah.
the hate on that game.
Dude, I'm with you there, Greg.
It's not that good.
But I played pre-sequel, and that's what I'm saying, and it still had the same like mechanics of 2.
Yeah.
So it should keep you going, but it was not funny, and I stopped playing after 4 hours because like this is not funny at all.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I played Borderlands 2 because it was so funny and I loved all that
Yes.
stuff. But as soon as me and Gabe got to the point where we were like, dude, let's grind this boss and let's get better weapons, that's when we never played the game again.
Yep.
They got really hard really fast.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh
that.
yeah, I wish that game scaled a little bit better for single player too. Like that game just kicks your ass in single player.
Oh, I've never
Dude,
actually played.
we were
a
like
single
super
player.
high level, and we still couldn't beat the fucking boss.
And it was a DLC boss too, which kind of sucks because we paid
Yeah.
for an extra boss,
And then you couldn't even. do
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Dude, fuck that bullshit. Sounds like Destiny though. Still.
So, yeah.
No, see that's what I'm saying. It literally like Borderlands. Destiny just does what Borderlands does.
It just does it better.
It trims the guns by like 100,000%, but I think the guns are
Because
way
it's
more
not
memorable.
generated. It's just they're all created. They're
Yeah, yeah.
actually, there's a finite number,
Yeah.
a very finite number with Destiny.
I like
So-
infinite numbers.
Bro, because then you get literally the same gun with very, 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 very small differences.
No, that's not very very small. It's like night and day.
bro.
I will
no,
say
Destiny
that
That
does
was
it-
literally
Destiny
just
does
a
it better.
product of the time of having another checkbox on the back of the box.
Yeah,
That's what that
millions and
was.
millions of guns.
Yeah,
to
the
loot.
What
fact
was it,
that they could just
gazillions?
create like infinite.
Yeah, they said
guns.
zillions on the back.
No, it was dope.
Yeah, dude, it's the
There's a
fucking No Man's
gimmick,
Sky
it's just-
bullshit.
Yeah.
I will say though, if Destiny 2 takes anything from Borderlands, I hope that every weapon in Destiny 2 does at least elemental damage or different types of damage.
That'd be kind of cool.
I really hope they just go full elemental.
That'd be cool.
Dude, I would love that.
I thought
It already is
Most
like
of them all
pretty
are.
much a fantasy game.
Almost
Yeah,
no,
so-
like a good bit of the special and heavy weapons are,
yeah.
but it's you get very few far in between with the primaries.
It's
I didn't get
only
heavy
the
into that
Mytho
game.
class.
I'd be fine with them just ditching like your standard guns, like ones that just shoot regular bullets.
Oh, I don't
give
want.
me just give
or
me
different ammo types. Or
Yeah.
something.
yeah, just give me just like we said full elemental, but like that also leads to just give us super sci-fi weapons. I don't need like it's like for the first weapon you pick up in Destiny. I don't want weapons like that anymore. I don't want ones that resemble our world. I want every single gun to be some weird fucking looking thing,
Yeah.
So
But this was episode 23 of the Nerd Outlet Podcast. Shout out Jordan one time. You can find us on
LeBron.
Jordan
Oh.
Smith. Oh, that's Jaden. My bad.
Facebook.
Oh, awkward. Ooh, stop. Just end it right now.
You can find us on Facebook.com/NerdOutlet.
Correct.
yeah, Twitter at Nerd Outlet.
On Twitter at Nerd Outlet. On Instagram at Nerd Outlet.
Yeah,
Facebook.
I already said
you
Facebook.
already
Oh, my
fixed it.
bad.
Yeah.
And
Snapchat.
I mean, if you're listening to this, you're already on YouTube.
Yep. Subscribe though.
Thank you.
Tell your
Please.
friends.
Dude, we've jumped up in the subscribers on YouTube and on Instagram as well. I mean, not subscribe.
Maybe we
Instagram's
should
not-
pour some money into this.
What's this?
Maybe one day.
That's a
Dude,
goal.
I mean,
Indiegogo.
there's no point until we hit that 1,000 mark.
It's coming soon.
What do you
No.
mean?
That's
We're not
1,000
even
mark?
we're not even 100 yet.
Exactly, dude. When we get to 100, dude, it's just gonna be like it's like a roller coaster, dude. We're just sitting down and waiting for people to get in the seat with us. The minute we get 100, just straight up.
We're gonna
just
start
to the
getting
very
all them
top.
kind of funny people leaving.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Colin's gonna be with us.
That's true. If you're a Colin supporter, come here.
I don't.
Please.
Yeah.
Can I say that word one time?
No,
All right. Cut.
Oh
cut
yeah,
it.
cut this
Cut it,
episode.
cut
The
it.
podcast.
All right.
All right. Take it easy, guys.